Okay, picking up where we left from the last video for the Misfit Demon Academy anime review, episode number 27. Well, with this one we're discussing, because I was about to discuss this in the previous video, but I can't do it because of dinner. Yeah, so, my final thoughts on Cour 2 and Season 2 as a whole. I thought the Cour was actually pretty good. Um, it was interesting. We kind of had two stories in this one. Because the first half we had one straight story arc, and that was the fake Demon King stuff. I'm glad that we resolved that. I kind of felt as though one thing I didn't like about the first half of the season was the fact that about after a few episodes, they decided to go on hiatus due to COVID, which I think that was bullcrap. I mean, unless of course, basically, I highly doubt the whole production of the show got COVID. Maybe like one or two, maybe, but it was kind of dumb if like somehow the whole production got it, and it just like nowadays, like in the last couple of years, that is not a reasonable excuse to put the series in hiatus. From what I heard from the response I heard when I think it was the Black Hole movie. I think it was I heard about this where they blame COVID for delaying the movie, which is code for they're not paying the people, they're not paying the actors. Yeah, there's a pay dispute, and I think that's what really happened with the first half of the season. Of why one hiatus? I think it was after like 6 episodes. They said they went hiatus, and then they rebroadcast it. They like you thinking, wait a minute, show goes on hiatus partway through the season, at least we're halfway through, and they said the air rerun season 1. Like that sounds very familiar. That's because it is familiar because they did the same thing with a different studio with Our Last Rise in the World, which that show was in hiatus now because some stuff Silverlink did. I highly doubt it was due to instant like he would put with production. I think Silverlink must drop the ball with something. I think they did something, not the animation team. But in the case, aside from that, I think the first half was good. I felt as though basically like when it got to the second core, I'd say like a good number of the characters got something to do. I felt as though you think of the first half of the season, it's more like wrapping up loose ends in the previous season. It's kind of what the first half felt like. It felt like it was continuing a plot thread from the previous season of the show, and that's what Book 5 was. Continuing that plot thread, and it kind of wrapped up a nice little bow by getting rid of their old family because how corrupt they are, and proving the fact they are dicks. Though the fact that this particular arc did set up the very next arc, which is the stuff with this arc here. My ultimate problem with this arc, of course, they also introduced the whole thing of like the child version of Adios, who after that first core, the first half of the season wrapped up, they decided it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, he's there, but he's hidden. Which is probably like, yeah, we're not going to use the character anymore because it's not really necessary. Yeah. Oh, this is cool. So it was announced that Jad Saxton is voicing Atlas during the One arc. Interesting. Looking forward to that. So, yes. Though the problem I have with this second half, now I love the opening song a lot, I love it, is the fact there is a religious aspect of it. They hype up that, and I kind of felt as though the cast at Virgin was not. It's like once they introduced that whole God stuff from the first half of the season, it's like they continue that here, and about the judgment selection. That's what the second half was, and then like nothing much came of it. They just took on some people down in the underworld, and then they resolved it. And then I kind of felt as though basically that the story wasn't finished. Like there was still more story here, but they just had to end it with this whole conclusion of this story arc here with this season. But it did leave it open for season 3. You're thinking how? Because the whole thing with the judgment selection wasn't technically finished. They just wrapped up a story arc relating to this underground kingdom with dragons. Also, I forgot to mention that Adios' father briefly appears as a cameo, at least of one brief scene he appears in. I thought him appearing this season was weird. Like, if you don't read the light novels, you're like, wait, when the heck did Adios discover, like, Adios, like, he doesn't even, he kind of looks like Adios, except Adios has different hair. Like, the whole thing with his father is so bizarre. And the fact he's still alive after 2,000 years. How the hell is this man alive? Which is completely baffling. Also, I kind of put this though for this arc here, that you have Sasha and Misha, where they do stuff for the first half of this arc, and then the last two episodes, they do nothing. Like, they're there, they're basically, they're like background characters. These leads are the star lead characters of the series, and they have to do nothing because they shove them aside for this new character, which of course that's what it was like in the book too. Oh, and I love the fact they included the gag of, oh, let's basically have the girls walk in Adios' bedroom and having where his, well, they later his adopter, where she's butt naked because she's trying to live her dreams. And then they have it where, like, they have, like, another time when they sleep together and he used magic to their clothes because it revolves around, like, the dream stuff. And they had this weird one where, like, all the girls, except Misa, she wasn't there for this one. It was Sasha, Misha, and the other two, where, okay, let's have it where everybody goes naked to go into this dream. And do the characters witness this dream? No! And you're like, what was the point of having all these characters go butt naked for no reason? And the way it's shown is like Adios, like, but the last time they did it, it's like, oh, is Adios and the girl gonna have sex? No, they're just sleeping together and have to be butt naked. It's like they have to be butt naked in order to get back his memories, which he didn't know he had. And that plot that wasn't finished. I kind of felt a lot of stuff was left basically on the cutting room floor. Like, I kind of thought there was still a lot more story here. But who knows? They might explore this with season 3. Whenever that comes out. They have not announced it yet. I'm kind of hoping. I'm hoping. Here's what I really hope. If the studio makes a series, announces season 3. You would think with the ending of this, that maybe it will lay the groundwork. Now, I'm sure Brie Knickerbocker herself probably felt disappointed with the second half of this. I'm sure that she was happy with the first half of this Cour. Second half, I'm sure she was not happy, given the fact her character was barely used. Like, her appearances were practically nothing. Yeah, I mean, Adios was featured on the episodes. He had part to play, fine. But I kind of feel like a lot of the supporting characters got nothing to do with this whole one. And I'm going to point the blame at the book for this particular thing. I don't blame the studio for this. It's not their fault. But I'm sure people who just watch the anime and don't read the light novels too, I'm sure they probably think the anime shoved them aside. They took all these really interesting characters, spent all the time developing, of course, the first season, second, and the first half of this season, and they kind of thought this was the last episode, they kind of shoved them aside. Like, no, it's not the studio's fault. It's the book's fault. Yeah, it's the book's fault, the reason why that these characters have probably nothing to do. Yeah, that's simple the reason for it, and with that, I'm done with Misfit Academy. Until whenever they do a season 3. And like I keep saying, let's hope for season 3. Because the way this ended, it did not finish the story. I kind of feel as though we were in the middle of a story and we just had to end it here because we only had 12 episodes. Well, lucky enough, basically, they gave 6 episodes for Book 5 and Book 6. You probably think, wait, Book 6? Like, do they have it where, like, the first half of the season basically covered an entire book? Kind of yes, but kind of no. Okay, the explanation for that is that the first half of the season, now, Book 4. There technically is no Book 4. There is Book 4A and 4B. Yeah, they did this a few times in the books. For the one thing I noticed with these books, they said to split these books in half for no apparent reason. There's also Book 10A, Book 10B, 12A and 12B, 13A and 13B. Yeah, this is so bizarre. Now, that's a I guess the writer probably felt as though that either that the book was too long, so I'm guessing this is probably not the writer's idea to split the book. The reason why the story was why this has two books covering one. My guess is this is probably the publication. They probably wanted to do split these books in half, maybe because the books were a little too long. Maybe they gave a page limit and they went over this page limit, so they probably didn't want to anger the writer who gave him three good selling books. So split the book in half and get more sales. That's how it happened. Of course, they did this roughly 4 frickin' times. Yes. I mean, book 4 was the first one, and then, of course, they did book 10, 12, and 13. Yeah. Now, in case you're curious, though, when it comes to the anime, the light novels themselves. Now, the anime, I don't think is on DVD. I haven't heard anything if it is. I mean, it's one of those shows Brandon Knickerbocker has been in where it's not finished. Not really, no. Okay, so, in case you're curious, the next book is released here, Book 7, digital-wise, is not going to release until September. Yep. And the most recent book came out, it's book 15 now. Oh, okay, so the 14A and 14B and 15. It's been a while since I've looked at this thing. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, before I end this video, I gotta give a shout out to Michelle Ruff. You're thinking, why you give a shout out to Michelle Ruff? Well, there's a reason why. And this might surprise you. Okay, so it was announced on Twitter. She announced this. That she was a director this season. Yeah, she directed the dub. You think, wait, Michelle Ruff, the one who voices Rukia from Bleach. Yep. She's not the only one I've seen do this where a popular voice actor does directing duties. Colin Clickenbeer practically directed almost the entire series of My Hero Academia with the exception of the most recent season because she passed those off to Mike McFarlane for season 7. So he did directing for season 7. The first 6 is most of them Colleen. I don't know if anybody else has done directing duties. You know, it's like Mike himself is a voice actor, yes, but I think he's directed more than he's mostly for the longest time. He has been the director of the One Piece dub. Yes, and of course he's directed the most recent season of the show. But I didn't know this, and basically I asked Michelle Ruff on Twitter about this. What did she think of the opening theme song for this Cour? She loves it. It's a great song. Like I love the music for it, where it's kind of like building like overstairs, almost like an orchestra. But it's just so awesome. Like this show has got really good opening theme songs. It's fantastic. And it's a shame, basically, this is going to be the end, sadly. Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, so that'd be pretty much it for particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and doing the dislike button. Next step, we have a comic corner. Yep, and we're bringing back a character for review-wise that I have not reviewed in a long time. You'll find out basically with this one, okay? For this next video. Bye.